Hey, Nikki Brown here. No matter where you are, no matter what part of the world you're in, I hope that you're having a good day. So I put some little twists in my hair and put them in two ponytails. Um, I went on a walk a little bit earlier and I wore this dress, right? And I really like this dress. It has two really cool pockets on the sides, and it's kind of like an oversized dress. But when I looked down, I realized there's a hole in it, right? And I just made it a little bit bigger. And so, again, although I like this dress, pretty sure I got it. I've had it for years. I want to say it was a consignment piece I picked up from one of my friends. I was supporting her consignment business in Raleigh. I had my business. She supported me. I supported her, right? Then the other day I had this dress on, and I've never really like I've worn it maybe twice, and it's kind of been hanging in the closet ever since. But obviously, when I washed it, I realized this too has a hole in it. And so, in going through this process, right, of becoming more spiritual, so, and I don't know why I feel emotional right now. Like, I feel like a welling up. I guess it's a release, right? So, when I was going through my yoga training, right, it just made me feel like I wanted to get rid of everything and just like move to an ashram or like, you know, live off grid. Um, and I've been looking into that for years, right? And although people do it, it's not necessarily the easiest transition for various reasons, which I won't discuss. But in going through this transition that I'm going through now and in becoming more spiritual and letting go of my ego, although this is a very pretty dress, what does it really mean, right? It doesn't define me. It doesn't make me more or less of a good person or not. Like the material things and the possessions, that's not who we really are. And again, we may like quality things, um, when they may like pretty things and we may get compliments, but how much of that again is stroking our ego or seeking validation, right? Because there are days when I just want to wear a red head wrap every day, but again, because I'm in the workforce, um, and I have to wear a hat. I mean, I can wear my hair wrapped and just wear it hanging down, but again, it's not necessarily. And I got my yoga training in 2022. And that was during the time I was, you know, um, the body was going through the sciatic nerve pain, right? And that was a year and 5 months. And again, that was like an awakening period for me. And I was just thinking about this earlier, like, um, at that time I was going hard. I was a workaholic. I was, at work a lot. And people kept saying to me, "You need to slow down. You need to, take a break." At least three people said that to me on three different occasions, and I was like, I will," and I didn't listen. And so I was sat down. The Most High sat me down for a year and 5 months, right? And so now I'm in this situation, and last year I was working two jobs, and I wasn't able to keep up with the two jobs. Um, due to scheduling. And one of the jobs really, really um, disturbed my spirit, right? And so I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna let this one go. And this one, I'm learning a lot, right? I'm learning to not necessarily practice forgiveness, right? It's more of meeting people where they are. It's more of accepting people for who they are, the way that they are. Although I can see through their foolishness, I know it's not their fault, right? They're showing up the way that they should show up, right? Whether it be from some internal fear or some type of protection, or because they lack confidence, they're insecure, they're jealous, they're intimidated, whatever it is. I know this dictates how they show up. And so in a way it's a kind of forgiveness, but it's also an awareness that they may even have evil spirits attached to them. And I know that some people get freaked out or weirded out when you say things like that. But um, some people do have energies that they've carried from someone else. And a lot of times it comes from the words that have been said to people. And so those words, so another way to say it is hurt people, right? So a lot of people are hurt, and so they're going around hurting other people. And so I extend them grace and I forgive them. And a lot of times I just ignore the things that they do or say. And a lot of times they will try to provoke you or try to sabotage you to get you to stoop down to their level. They're hoping that you yell at them or curse at them, or even put your hands on them so they can run and tell, and you know, potentially have you removed. Um, and so I'm learning, right? But I'm also teaching other people, and I realized that a lot of these situations that I've been put in, and I realized this years ago, but even more so now, a lot of the situations that I'm put in is so that I can also teach people, again, how to treat people. Because this is one of the things that I asked for. I want to be able to teach people how to treat people. And although it's not necessarily in the ideal environment, right, it's still achieving that goal. And um, I recently shared one of my coworkers or two of my coworkers why one of the reasons why I show up the way that I do, right? Because people were like, "Oh, why are you always laughing? Why are you always singing? Why are you always dancing?" But then there are times when I just completely remove myself, right? I completely distance myself and I go into my own world. I'm almost always in my own world, even if it's just in my mind. And again, people don't understand that. Some people think it's crazy, right? But I explained in 2016 with one of my very dear friends, and you don't get friends like this often in your lifetime. When he passed away, and the pastor said, live each day as if it were your last, I even more so embody that now. Because I may not be in an ideal situation, but I'm going to make the best of it. And that's just on period, as y'all young people say. So, purge. Like, why are we holding on to things that don't serve a good purpose? Whether that be people, places, or things. Right? And that is my message to y'all today. Love y'all as always. Mwah.